It is for BMO 2023. Do you know BMO is what?
British Mathematical
Yes,
Olympiad.
but this one is from Balkan Mathematical Olympiad. Okay? Both of them are BMO.
Okay.
Okay, this is a functional equation. It is the first problem. And most of functional equation problems are similar. You should check some special cases, small examples, try to get rid of complicated terms, and something like that. Okay, in JMO also, in JMO 2023 and 2024, we had again functional equation. Okay, so
Okay.
let's solve this problem, try this problem together, then I will tell you some functional equations as homework. Okay, so try
Okay.
this one first on your own.
Okay. Teacher, can I get a hint?
Sure. So, what have you done for this problem?
I just tried substituting x equals 0, y equals 0, x
Yes, if
equals
x
1,
is
y
0, what can we conclude?
y times f of 0 equals 0.
Yes, then what can we conclude?
I don't know. Then f of 0 is 0.
My f of 0 then would be 0. How can
Yeah.
we conclude from here to here?
If y equals not 0, y equals
Yes,
not
because it
0.
is correct for all real numbers y, right?
Yeah.
So you can consider for some y equals 1, 2, a non-zero number. Then we can conclude f of 0, 0, right?
Yeah.
Then let's put a box around this. In functional equation and also in other problems, maybe we reach H results, but 3 of them are useful. We don't know which result is useful, which is not. So try to put a box around all of them, and at the end we can understand, okay?
Okay.
And let me tell you one thing, for full solution exams, when you write, for example, some results, some of them useful, some of them not. Some of them not. At the end, if you couldn't solve problem completely, you can write all results that you reach and quickly approve for each of them. Okay, then you will get some marks. Okay.
Okay.
And will you participate in AMC and the BMO this year or not?
Next year, teacher. This year
Yes.
I have O-levels.
Okay. Both of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll
Both.
see.
Yes. Both of them will be good because these two exams are as I said, the most prestigious national exams. Okay. So, in next step, what have you done?
I tried x equals y.
Yes, good job. X equals y. Then we can say what?
Then x times f of x plus f of x, all inside the bracket, equals to 0.
Yes. Then what can we conclude?
Uh, f of x plus f of x, the bracket thing is equal to 0.
Why can we conclude this? Why we can conclude this one?
Because x is not equal to 0. X.
No, why? Because maybe x is 0. You want to say it is. So you've concluded this for only x non-zero x.
Yeah.
Yes, but if x is 0, then it would be f of 0, right? And in this part, we proved it is 0, right?
Yeah.
So for for
Okay.
0, we proved here. For non-zero, you can cancel x. So it is correct for all x, right?
Yeah.
But if we didn't have this condition, we should say that it is only for x non-zero x, okay?
Teacher, I don't understand. Why is it not again?
Suppose we didn't have this condition, okay?
Okay.
So let me ask you something. When AB is 0, what can we conclude?
A equals 0 or B equals 0
Or
or
B
A B
equals
equals
0.
0.
So here you say this one is 0 or x is 0, okay?
Yeah.
So, but when x is 0, if you replace 0 here, you can say, okay, f of 0 plus f of 0 is equal to
Oh, okay.
f of 0. And from first one,
Is
we
equal to
proved
0.
that it should be 0, right? So we can conclude that it is correct for all x's, because here x not 0. You can conclude this for x0 also, you prove this. So here you can conclude for all x, f of x plus f of x is 0, right?
Yeah. But then for the first one, why is y not equal 0?
For the first one, y is not 0 because, look, this part is not related to y, okay?
Oh, okay.
We said we consider y equals 1,
Oh,
then f of 0
okay.
is 0. But here, if you say x0, it has effect on this part, right?
Yeah, okay, I see.
Okay, and you reach two good results, and these two results are useful. Okay, now x plus f of x, maybe it is constant, for example, x plus f of x, maybe not. But we know f of some things are equal to 0, like f of 0, right?
Yeah.
Now I say, okay, suppose, for example, f of a is 0, I want to see that I can conclude what, okay? If,
Okay.
if, if f of a variable is 0, for example, one variable is a f of 0, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then we can conclude what? I want to do something to reach a for this part, okay? I want to reach a to use that f of a is 0. So, can you say I should say x is, so x plus f of y, I want to say is equal to a,
Equal to
right?
0. Oh,
So
okay.
I define x is equal to a minus f of y, right?
Yes.
Then if I define x this and y equals y, this part would be 0, right?
Yeah.
So this part would be what in terms of a and x?
And what? I don't understand. Can you repeat?
I said replace x with a minus f of y and y. Okay? So if you
Okay.
replace x with this one and y with this one, left hand side would be what? I want to write all things in terms of a and y. So because you
Okay.
can replace x with this. So left hand side would be what?
X times f of a.
I said replace x with a minus f of y.
Okay. A minus f of y times f of a
F of
times
a
f of
is
a
equal to,
is equal to 0.
no, yes,
F of
0,
a.
but let's write also this one.
Okay.
Right hand side would be what?
It will be y minus a plus f of y
Y
times
minus
a
a
plus f
plus
of
f
y.
of y, yes, times what?
F of a minus f of y. A
Yes,
minus y.
f of a minus f of y is 0, right?
Yeah.
This part is 0, so this part also has to be 0, right?
Yes.
So we can conclude this part is 0. Agreed?
Yeah.
So then what can we say?
Either a minus f of y equals 0 or y minus a plus f of y equals 0.
No, y minus a plus f of y is 0, or what?
Or a minus f of y equals 0.
No, it is f of this 0. This part is 0.
Yeah, but because f of 0 equals to 0.
Yes, but we cannot say maybe it is something that is not 0.
Okay. A
Okay?
minus f of y equals 0.
f of a minus f of y is equal to 0, right? From this case, we can conclude f of y is equal to what?
A minus y.
A minus y. So for each y or x, we can conclude this, right?
Yeah.
One of them is equal to 0. Okay? Now, do you agree? One of them is equal to 0. So, for all y's or all x's, we can conclude this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, one more hint or one to try on your own?
I want more hint, teacher, for this.
Okay, sure. So here, do you agree we can replace y with any variable that we want?
Like D?
Agreed?
Yeah.
Okay, we know f of 0 is 0, right?
Yes. So A minus f of y equals 0.
No, 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 no. Look, when this one, because maybe f of, for example, 1 is also 0. We don't know the other variables are 0 or not.
Oh,
Understood?
okay. Yeah, understood.
If we prove the only f of something that is 0 is 0, then we can conclude, but we don't know that, right? And maybe that's not correct. So because f of
Oh,
0 is 0, so do you agree we can, for example, replace y with f of 0, right?
yeah.
If in this equation we replace y with f of 0, let's call this one, for example, a star. Then by applying a star, we know f of 0 is 0. So y minus y, which is what? f of 0 minus a, right? Times f
Sorry,
of f what?
why is y equals f of 0?
Because no,
We
no,
just
y
replace.
can be any number. I said okay, if y is equal to f of 0, also it should be correct.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So if we replace y with f of 0, then this left hand side would be what?
Left hand side would be uh, f of a, the last part you're writing.
Let me correct this part. Y is f of 0. F of 0 minus a, right? This part
Yeah,
f
minus
of
a.
0 would be 0, right?
Yes. And then f of a.
F of again this part is 0, right?
Yeah.
We said f of a is 0, right?
If f of a is 0. Yeah. So
So
that will also be no.
then we have f of 0 minus a times f of 0 is equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
So what can we conclude?
Either f of 0 equal to 0 or f of 0 equal to a.
Yes, here what can we conclude?
Here that 0 is the only way you can get to f of the function being 0.
Yeah, do you agree that if f of 0 is not 0 and we have two variables, and for example, suppose f of a1 is 0 and f of a2 is 0, then what can we
Yeah.
conclude? If, for example, a1 and a2 are not equal, then what can we conclude? Pay
I
attention
don't
to
know.
this part that we considered. If f of a is 0, we proved this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now I said, so if f of 0 is not 0, then if we have two variables that are not equal, that f of a1 0, f of a2 0, then what can we conclude? Try to see.
Okay. Teacher, I still don't get it. I still
Look,
don't see it.
let me ask you this. If f of a1 is 0, we said if f of a is 0, f of 0 is 0, or f of 0 is a, right?
Yeah, then a equals f of 1. A1.
So if f of a1
A,
is 0
a
and f
equals
of 0
a1.
is not 0, what can we conclude?
A equals a1.
Hmm, let me write.
Yes.
I said if f of 0 a is 0, we can conclude this, right?
Yeah.
Now, if we consider these two conditions and this one, I'm paying attention to this one, then we can conclude what? Only pay attention to these three bucks.
Okay.
So what can we conclude?
A equal to a1. I still don't see it.
Why a equals a1? How we said a is a1? Look, this is for any a. A is not a special variable, okay? I said if f of a is 0 is this, okay? Instead of this, we can say b. Finished, okay? Now f of a1
Okay.
is 0. a1 is the variable that we have. So what can we conclude? So look, you don't need to answer quickly. You can work on this for 5 minutes, then you say this. For example, if f of x is 0, if f of x is 0, we prove f of 0 is 0 or f of 0 is x. Okay?
Okay.
And now we have two things. F of 0, I said, if f of 0 is not 0 and f of a1 is 0, if we pay attention to this, how can we apply it here? Okay? So try first on your own and see what can we reach.
Is it f of 0 equal to a1? Because because that's
F
all
of
I
0,
can. I
yes,
can't.
exactly, exactly. So look, if you think you can reach this, f of 0 is a1. And let me tell you something, time of these types of problems is at least 1 hour, okay? If you
Oh,
try,
okay.
you should try many functional equations. Then after that, in the exam, you have around 1 hour for these problems. So f of 0 is a1. Now, if you consider this one and this one, what can we conclude?
F of 0 equals a2.
Is it possible?
No, it's not.
No, because a1. So we can conclude if f of 0 is not 0, we can't have this for two different variables, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's consider the cases that we have. So one case is that f of 0 is equal to 0, right? Because for
Yeah.
each of them we have this. Another case is that f of 0 is not 0, right?
Yeah.
And we know f of 0 is 0, right?
Yeah. So f of
Okay,
0 can
do
be.
you agree we don't have any other thing except f of 0 that is equal to 0? Because we said if you have for two variables, then we reach contradiction, right?
Yeah.
So here we can conclude if f of x is 0, then we can conclude x is what?
X must be 0.
No, no, x shouldn't be 0. Because if x is 0, then f of 0 is 0. We said f of 0 is not 0. X should be what? You said x should be 0, but it's not correct. X should be what? Pay attention to all things that we reach. Don't rush and try to say x is
X
what.
should be f of 0.
Exactly, x should be f of 0. Okay?
Okay.
So, do you agree we should check only these two cases?
Only, yeah.
Okay, now let's again review all these things. And after this, look, these types of problems are related more to full solution exam, but sometimes we have also functional equation in AMC, in AIME, or in SMO, agreed? Like the problem you asked.
Yeah.
But they are a bit harder than the other problems in round one, so you should see how we can reach these things. So f of 0, 0, and f of this part, Also, we've reached this one, right? Let's call it
Yeah.
second result. So if we use second result for this one, we prove that for all x's, f of x plus f of x is 0, agreed?
Yeah.
And in this case, try to see what can we conclude.
Okay.
Like,
I conclude f of 0 plus f of x. F of x equals 0. F of 0 plus f of x.
you can say it again?
I got f of 0 plus f of x equal to 0. Because x equal to f of 0.
If x is equal to... let
Sorry,
me write again your result. Can you say your result again?
sorry, it's a. No, no, it was wrong. It was wrong.
Pay attention to this part and pay attention to this one. You can conclude a good thing. Okay?
F of x equal to x minus f of 0.
X, can you say it again?
F of x equal to x minus f of 0.
This
Yeah.
a careless mistake. Try again.
f of x equal to f of 0 minus x.
F of 0 minus x, exactly. Because you can say, because of this, you can conclude x plus f of x is 0 for all x's, right? For f of x plus
Yeah.
f of x is equal to f of
X.
0, right?
Uh,
And you
yeah.
can consider f of 0 is a constant c, right? So f of
Yeah.
x is c minus x, which c is f of 0, right?
Yeah.
Now we should check, does it satisfy this one or not, okay? Maybe, for example, for all c's it satisfies this equation. Maybe for a special c, maybe we reach contradiction and say, okay, this case is not possible. So f of x c minus x, try to check it here. Do you know how to check or not?
I don't know how to check.
You should only replace. We want to check, is it possible or not? So f of y is what?
C minus y.
C minus y. So it would be f of x plus c minus y is equal to y minus x times f of x is what?
F of x 0.
No. Y 0. We said f of x c minus x. We want to check this.
C minus x.
C minus x. Finish. And now f of this one is what?
Uh, I don't know.
Look, f of x is this. Only use this for all of them. Look, f of something is c, a constant
Okay.
minus the thing
C minus.
inside. For all of them,
C
only use
minus.
this, okay? C
Okay. C
minus,
minus x plus. C minus x plus c minus y.
exactly, times x. It is equal to what?
Equal to y minus x times c minus x.
Exactly, for all of them, you should replace. Now we should see, are they equal or not, right?
Yeah.
So this and this cancel each other
X.
out, and
X and x.
x times what inside the bracket would be what
No,
here?
not inside. The outside, the x and the other x on the right hand side.
Yes, so this
On the
one would
right
be
hand
what? Can you tell me this one is what?
y minus x.
And right hand side is what?
Y minus x times x.
So they are equal, right?
Yeah.
So c can be any number, right?
C can be any
So
number.
c is
Yeah.
f of 0, which can be any number, and this one. So you don't need to mention this. Why? Because f of 0, if you replace x with 0, f of 0 will be c, right? If you replace.
Yeah.
So you can say that this one and c is a real number, okay? It's one answer. Understood?
Okay.
Okay, now let's check this case that f of 0 is 0, okay? So
Okay.
let's replace the results that we have. One result is this one, right?
Yeah.
And
F of x equals negative x.
why?
Because
Because
f
look
of
here,
x
let me
plus
tell you something. Here that we concluded two different values cannot be 0 was for the case that f of 0 is not 0 to conclude this one. But because f of 0 is 0, we cannot conclude these things, okay? So f of anything can be 0. Understood or want me to
okay.
explain?
Understood.
Okay, because here we said if f of a is 0, we have these two things. If f of 0 is not 0, we can use this one. But if f of 0 is 0, we can't say this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's consider all things that we have. Also, we have this equation, main equation. But we know f of 0 is 0, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now try a bit on your own this part. Let me know if you want to think, okay?
Okay. Teacher, can I get a hint?
Okay. So, because we know f of 0 is 0, if we replace x with 0, what can we conclude?
Y times
Left hand
0
side is
equals
what?
0. Left hand side is 0.
Right hand side is what?
Right hand side is also 0.
Yes, we cannot reach any good result, right?
Yeah.
Now we can consider what?
X equals 1.
Because we know f of 0 is 0, let's consider another thing.
Y equals 0.
Yes, then left hand side would be what?
Left hand side would be x times f of x
Right hand side?
equal to 0.
No.
Sorry. Negative x times f of x.
Yes, so then what can we conclude?
F of x equal to negative f of x.
Yes.
And then this is one solution.
But under what condition?
Under the condition x is not 0, y
X is not
equals
0.
0.
X is not 0. Because if x is 0, you cannot cancel x. Okay?
Oh, okay.
But if x is 0, if we check this condition, it would be f of 0 is equal to negative f of 0. Because we know f of 0, then both sides will be 0, and in this one also it would be satisfied, right?
Yeah.
So we can conclude f of x is equal to this, or we can say f of x is equal to negative f of x is correct for all real numbers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you want to cancel or do something like that, check, is it 0 or not, okay?
Okay.
So it is our third result, right?
Second result.
Okay, it was our second result. Let's consider all of them. First result, f of 0, 0. So f of this, on first result, f of 0 was 0 here, and we know f of 0 is 0. Okay, let's see what can we conclude again. We proved, now use this one, third one, and apply it here, you can reach good results, okay?
Okay. Teacher, I don't know what substitution to make.
Okay, so let's substitute. We found f of x is negative f of x, right?
Yeah.
So you can replace this with negative f of x, right?
Oh, yeah.
So f of x plus f of y is equal to x minus y times f of x, right?
Yeah.
Do you agree it's better than this one? Because we don't have f of x, it's f of x. It's simpler, right?
Yes.
Okay, we call this one our fourth result, right?
Yeah, we.
Now, I'm thinking of something. We found that f of x plus f of x is 0, right?
Yeah.
So I want to make f of y 0. So instead of y, I can write what? I want to make this part 0. And I
Y
know that
equal
f
to
of
f of
x,
0.
no, yes, except 0. We've checked y is 0, right?
So y can
Here,
be 0. I
we
mean, y
check
can be
y is
x.
0 and we reach good results, right? Because when y is 0, f of this is 0. We know also f of x plus f of x is 0. So I want to
Yeah.
make f of y 0. So I can say y is equal to what?
F of. Can we say y equal to x? Then make the
If y
entire
is
thing
equal to
0.
x, yes, you can say, but then f of y is not 0. I want to make f of y 0.
Oh,
So I should write y is
okay.
equal to what?
Y equal to x plus f of x.
X plus f of x. Then left hand
Yeah.
side will be what?
X times 0. Left hand side will be 0.
No, x
Sorry,
times f.
x times f of x equal
Exact.
to negative f of x
Good job.
times f of x.
Exactly. And now that's good. because then we
That's
can say x f of x is equal to what?
negative f of x squared.
Yes, so from here, what can we conclude?
If f of x not equal to 0, then f of x equal to negative x.
Yeah, so we can say f of x is 0 or f of x is equal to negative x. And that's so much good because we found for each x, f of x is 0 or negative x, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now we want to see, is it possible that some of them equal to 0, some of them negative or not? Okay, so let's check. The rest is similar to JMO problem. So here our which result? Let's call it fifth result. For all x, they are 0 or negative f of x, right? Or negative x.
Yeah.
So we know if all f's equal to 0, then it is okay, right?
Yeah.
So case 1, if for all x, f of x is 0, it satisfies because 0 is equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
And case 1, if for all x, f of x is equal to negative x, we want to see, does it satisfy or not? Let's work with main one, this one. If f of x is 0, then this is 0, this is 0, it is 0, 0 is equal to 0. If f of x is equal to negative x, let's check, is it okay or not? We want to check this function, f of x is equal to negative x, okay?
Okay.
Can you tell me f of y would be what?
But how do we know f of y?
We
We
want to
just
check
do
for
it.
all x. Look, for all x, f of x is negative x, okay? So it's not
Okay.
important, it's x or y. F of y is what? We want to check this. We have also
Okay.
case
F of
1,
y equals
3
0.
that some of them,
F of
look,
y 0.
some of them, let me tell you, some of them is 0, f of x is 0, and some of them negative x. Now we want to check f of x is equal to negative x, okay? So we want to replace all f of x's with negative x, okay?
So f of y equals 0.
Why 0? Because when we say f of x is negative x, how you can conclude it's 0?
Then on the right hand side, f of x equal to
Look, we want to check
uh
this. First, now let me ask you something. For example, someone says, okay, a squared plus 2 is equal to a plus 4 for a2. Then I say, okay, check a2 is correct or not. I say it is what? You say what?
that's 4.
4. But when I ask you here, you say it's 0. I don't know 0 comes from which place you say 0. We
Okay, okay,
want to
okay.
check a2. We
Then
want to check f of x negative x. You say it
oh,
is
okay.
equal to 0.
Sorry, I got confused between the x and y. F of
Ah,
y equals negative y.
exactly. And then it
Sorry,
will be x f of no problem x minus y. Then right hand side is what? Y minus x, okay?
y minus x.
And then
Then we can cancel out
f of
y
x is
minus
what?
x and f
Yes,
of x
f of x, let's write first. F of x is what?
x. No, the entire thing is x,
Minus x. So now let's
which is
replace.
x.
Let's check this one. F of x minus y is what?
Y minus x.
Exactly, y minus. Right hand side is also y minus x. F of negative x is what?
X.
Exactly, x. So we can see that both of them are correct, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so one answer is this one. Let me draw a box around this. One answer this one answer this one. All of them 0, all of them negative x. One answer was this one, c minus x, right?
Yeah.
And now we want to check these parts. Suppose some of them is 0, some of them negative x, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it means that we have a that a is not 0 and f of a is negative a, right? And b that b is
Yes.
not 0 and f of b is 0, right?
Yeah.
Because 0 satisfies both of them, f of 0 0, f of 0 negative 0. We've checked if all of them equal to 0 or all of them this. Now we want to check the case that, for example, we have one variable that is f of negative a, f of a is negative a is not 0, and one variable that f of b is 0, right?
Yeah, but how would you check this? I don't know.
Yes, we want to see can we reach for JMO problem, USAJMO 2024. We had similar thing. In that case, we reach contradiction. So here, let's check this part together. Case 3. Let me move it here. So we should replace x with a, y with b, something like that. For example, let's replace y with b, okay?
Okay.
Then it would
So
be
x
x
times
times
f of
f of x is equal to what?
b minus x times f of x.
Yes, and we proved that f of x is, here we proved. Let me show you. F of
What?
f of x is negative f of x, right?
Yeah.
Negative f of x. Okay, so x times f of x is equal to, do you agree we can say x is not b, okay?
Okay.
B minus x times, or x minus b f of x, right?
Yeah. Then can we cancel out saying f of x is not equal to 0?
F of x is not equal to 0. We can replace, if we want to say f of x is not equal to 0, we can replace x with a, okay?
Okay.
Here a is not b, two different values. If we replace x with a, then a f of a is equal to a minus b f of a, right?
Yeah.
And then we can say what?
Negative a square equal
We
to
can cancel f of a because f of a is negative a and is
yeah.
not 0, right?
Yeah.
So a is equal to what?
A minus b.
Then we can conclude what?
B equal to 0.
Then what can we say?
Contradiction. This is a
Yes.
contradiction.
Look, again, like USAJMO 2024, in that problem, again, you should do the same thing. Look, we use some ideas here that you should, for other functional equation, you should use more than 50% of that. Okay? At the
Okay.
end, you should check special cases, small cases, consider f of 0, all these things. For any functional equation, you should use these approaches, okay? So if you solve
Okay.
around 4 or 5 functional equation problems, then all of them are similar, okay?
Okay.
10%, around 10% are different. So we solve this problem completely. Let me tell you a BMO problem. BMO means as homework. You can try. British Mathematical Olympiad 2022. That problem is similar to this one, a bit easier. So you can do this one as homework. As homework 1. BMO, but here British. And let me tell you, it's for which year? 2022, okay? Each session I will tell you one functional equation. After 3 or 4, you can solve also USAJMO problems and USAMO problems, okay?